I have coached over 50 startups and built 2 startups myself. Here is what you need to do before you spend 10K on your startup idea to avoid a disaster. Let's dive right in. So basically it's a 2-part process. And the first part is absolutely crucial. When I joined my first startup, we completely ignored this step. And guess what? Our startup failed. We took our 10K and started development. Big mistake. So the first thing you need to do is to validate your idea. You need to make sure that people would actually pay for your product. And validating your idea is super simple with just 9 questions. Here is how you do it. Ask your potential customers these questions. Dear potential customer, how are you currently? And here you fill in the problem you are trying to solve. This one's crucial because you want to figure out how your potential customers are currently solving this problem and if they even see it as a problem. Next you would ask, what's the most annoying thing about the way you, and here you would fill in the problem you are trying to solve. So this shows the main pain point of your potential customers. And your solution needs to solve this big pain point. Then you would ask, why didn't you already change it? You basically want to understand if your potential customers actually care. I mean, if they tell you, well, because I don't really care, then you're either asking the wrong people or your solution just isn't that important to them. And if no one really cares, you need to pivot your idea. How would it work in an ideal world for you? This is my favorite question because it shows what your potential customers really want to achieve. And it gives you a good idea if your solution could be valuable. And now, once you've listened to their answers, you pitch your idea. You would say, because I'm thinking about creating, and here you would fill in your solution. I think this is one of the most important things to remember here. Don't pitch your idea straight away. Ask the important questions first to understand their pain point, and then you would pitch your idea. The next few questions are all about your solution. Would it even be valuable? Why not? Are there any solutions you have tried before? How would it fit into your daily routine? And would you be interested in participating in a beta test for my solution? These are the 9 questions you need to answer to validate your idea. And after interviewing 5 to 10 people, you will know exactly if your idea is worth anything, if you need to tweak it or if you need to scrap it altogether. I have seen so many startup founders who just built something because they thought it was a cool idea, only to find out that nobody actually wanted their product. Don't make the same mistake, validate your idea. But validating your idea is only the first step. Let's move on. Hey friends, we get back to the video in just a second, but I've got something special for you. My exclusive Startup Survival Guide, completely for free. You will learn how to avoid the most common startup mistakes and what it takes to build a strong foundation for your business. All in just 5 minutes. This guide is packed with actionable resources, powerful frameworks, and pro tips that you can use right now in your startup. 90% of startups fail. Don't be one of them. Check out the first link in the description below and download your free Startup Survival Guides. Let's get back to the video. Okay, now you have validated your idea, but validating alone won't save your startup. You need to do something else. I'm going to show you the best insurance against a startup failure. It's to build your MVP. The MVP is the simplest version of your product that people would still pay for. So no fancy design, no crazy features, just the basics. And this should be super cheap to build. The biggest mistake I see here is that founders try to make everything perfect before they launch and test their MVP. Don't make that mistake. Focus on the core functionality of your product and remove everything that is not critical. But that's easier said than done, because you really need to understand what pain point your product is solving. But here's a great framework to find that out. Get a piece of paper and answer these 3 questions. What are the 5 features that are necessary for people to buy the product? What are the 3 features that are necessary for people to buy the product, and what is the one feature that is necessary for people to buy the product. This will help you figure out which features are really necessary for your MVP. So build the simplest version of your product and then test it with your potential customers. Basically, you want to find out if people like your product and if they would pay for it. This is the best insurance against a startup failure. So now you know the 2 important steps you need to take before you invest a lot of time and money into your startup idea. Validate your idea and quickly build your MVP to find out if people would pay for your product. The next step is to get your first customers. So check out this video where I will show you 5 marketing strategies to get your first 100 customers. But before you go, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more pro tips and powerful frameworks on how to build a successful startup. I'll see you in the next episode real soon. Bye bye.